The story starts where Lily wakes up and tries to cheer up her always tired mom. Lily goes to the kitchen, prepares breakfast for both of them, and then they shower and eat together before heading to Lily's school on Katie's scooter. Katie promises to pick Lily up later, kisses her goodbye, and goes to work. At the factory, Katie meets a man named Paco Sanchez during a cigarette break. They chat, and one thing leads to another, resulting in hooking up in the washroom. This causes Katie to take extra time to finish her work, and her boss scolds her for being lazy. Later, she arrives late to pick up Lily from school at almost nighttime and also forgets Lily's helmet, making her share Katie's own helmet on their way back home. She wasn't a responsible mother back then. Can she be improved for her baby boy who isn't a normal baby? The following day, Paco arranges to meet Katie outside her workplace. Katie, feeling a bit uneasy about the speed of their connection so soon after meeting, expresses that it's not typically her style. Paco understands and reveals that such swift developments aren't his norm either. Maybe, let's just believe that. After some more chit-chat, Paco extends an invitation for a date, and despite Lily's disappointment, because she had hoped to engage in a dress-up game with her mom, Katie agrees to the date, craving some companionship. During their time together, Paco inquires about Lily's father. Katie discloses that he lives in southern France and had separated himself from them, even wanting her to have an abortion. Meanwhile, Paco says he was married briefly in Spain when he was young. After the date, Katie takes Paco home, and they become close again. The next morning, Lily sees Katie and Paco having breakfast together. Katie tries to introduce them, but Lily isn't interested and goes back to her room. To have more time with Paco, Katie puts Lily on the school bus, and eventually, Paco moves in with them. A year goes by and Katie becomes pregnant with Paco's baby. One day, Paco gets a call at work saying Katie's having the baby early. He rushes to be with Katie, along with Lily. After Katie has a healthy baby boy, Paco asks Lily for ideas for the baby's name, and Lily suggests Ricky. Paco changes Lily's room into a nursery, making her feel a bit left out as her mom spends most of her time with the new baby. Lily doesn't like it when her mom, Katie, keeps telling her to call Paco Dad. Katie, who's mostly taking care of the baby, starts having problems with Paco. One day, Lily sees Paco getting too close to another woman outside their home. Even though it bothers her, Lily keeps it to herself. Later, Paco comes home late, saying he was with his friends. This worries Katie, and they argue, but before going to bed, they make up and promise to be there for each other more. Soon, Katie goes back to work, and Paco takes care of the baby during the day. One day, when Katie comes home, she sees a strange bruise on baby Ricky's back. She asks Paco about it, but he says he doesn't know anything. Paco insists it's nothing, but over the next few days, more bruises appear on the baby's back. Ricky also cries a lot. Katie talks to Paco about the bruises, and he denies knowing anything again. Katie accuses him of hurting Ricky, which makes Paco angry, and he leaves. Lily sees him leave and comforts her upset mom. With Paco gone, Lily becomes Ricky's main babysitter. One day, when Katie comes home, she can't find Ricky in his bed, and there's a strange gooey mark left behind. Lily and Katie search for the baby and discover him on top of the closet. To their surprise, they see two wings growing from Ricky's shoulders. Ricky can move his wings and even fly a bit. Katie gives him a bath to clean the blood off his little wings. Worried about Ricky getting hurt, Katie keeps him in his cradle. She tells Lily not to talk about Ricky at school, afraid it might bring too much attention. Katie sometimes wants to call Paco but can't bring herself to do it. Since Ricky got his wings, he sleeps well and becomes happy. In a week, his wings grow 17 centimeters long, and Katie makes a special dress for him. As time goes on, Ricky gets feathers on his wings. One day, Paco shows up at Lily's school, asking about Katie and Ricky. He offers to take Lily home, but she says no and gets on her bus. As Ricky grows, Katie gets him a helmet and knee pads so he can fly safely. Lily tries to tell Katie about Paco, but Katie interrupts, saying she's forgotten about him since Ricky started sleeping well. Everything seems good for Katie and her family. They win 2,000 euros in a lottery and go Christmas shopping. Unfortunately, Ricky chooses to fly about the store while Lily and Katie are working, startling everyone. Katie and Lily rush after him to ensure his safety. When the authorities learn about the flying infant, the business is forced to close. The cops try and fail to apprehend Ricky. When Ricky is brought home from the hospital, a large throng gathers outside to watch the flying infant. Even after several days, people and cameras remain outside Katie's flat, making Ricky famous around the world. When Ricky starts crying uncontrollably one night, Lily lets him fly into his room without alerting Katie, who is taking a shower. Paco answers the doorbell when it suddenly rings. After Lily phones her mother, Katie requests that Lily spend some time with Paco. Lily is disappointed because she believes Katie will spend more time with Paco and Ricky when Katie and Paco swiftly make amends and get back together. Paco says that during this time he worked in a restaurant in Paris. Paco acknowledges dating 1 or 2 women, but nothing serious in response to Katie's question regarding relationships. Later, when Paco sees his son, Ricky tries to take off when Paco gets too close because he doesn't know his father. Katie beckons Ricky towards her, concerned that he would be wounded. But Paco's presence frightened the baby, and he refuses to come down. They eventually subdue Ricky, and Paco declares that the chamber is too dangerous for Ricky to grow up in. Katie requests that he stay quiet since she does not want to be separated from her son. They discover Ricky has been injured as a result of all the flying and immediately summon a doctor. Dr. Bernard attends to Ricky's injury and agrees with Paco that their home is unsafe for him. He proposes surgery to remove Ricky's wings, claiming that it is safe but may be painful. Katie, on the other hand, refuses surgery because she does not want her kid to suffer. That night, Lily considers using knives to cut Ricky's wings, but when Paco arrives to say goodnight to his kid, she reconsiders. Paco recommends producing a video about Ricky for money the next morning at breakfast. Katie gets cranky because she believes Paco only wants to profit from Ricky. Paco claims he returned to care for his family and urges Katie to trust him this time. Katie agrees to let Paco capture Ricky after a lot of thought. The next day, Dr. Bernard summons the press to Katie's house for Ricky's big debut. Katie and Paco appear to be a happy family despite the fact that they are not married. A rope is used to restrain Ricky from flying away. They let go of the rope to demonstrate Ricky's gift, and the infant flies like a bird, surprising everyone. Katie is overjoyed to see her baby soar for the first time and unintentionally lets go of the rope. Ricky takes off, and everyone, including Katie, follows him. Ricky takes off into the woods after flying over a lake. After a long wait, the media appears to be losing interest in Ricky, but her mother is unable to leave her home. Dr. Bernard and Paco later converse by the lake. Dr. Bernard believes Ricky was injured by a hunter or is starving somewhere. Paco is devastated and blames himself, believing Katie will never forgive him. Katie and others had been looking for Ricky for several days. They put up posters with his picture, but he is nowhere to be found. Everyone else returns to their normal routines after a few weeks, but Katie can't quit missing her kid. She went outside by the lake one day. Unfortunately, she decides she no longer wants to live. She hears Ricky's voice and the sound of his wings while she attempts to do something terribly sorrowful. He's returned. Katie is delighted. Ricky has matured significantly. He also appears to be in a good mood. Katie apologizes to him, explaining that she let go of him because he appeared to be having a good time flying. Ricky takes off once more, and Katie realizes that being in the air makes him happy. She returns home and hugs her family, relieved after such a long period. Thank you for being part of this story. Take care and stay tuned for the next story.